So, today I want to talk about the coronary circulation system. So, the coronary circulation system is very significant, especially on the heart, because without the proper coronary circulation, the heart muscles cannot receive oxygenation and nutrients which they need to continue pumping blood throughout the body. So this coronary circulation system starts on the left side of the heart, especially on the left ventricle. So because we know the heart has four chambers, we have the right chambers and the left chambers. But this coronary circulation system starts from the left chamber, especially the left ventricle. The left ventricle. So now the left ventricle, blood has come from the lungs through the pulmonary vein and has passed through the left auricles into the left ventricle. Now the left ventricle is gonna pump that blood to the aorta, but through what we call the aortic semlunar valve. Aortic semlunar valve. Aortic semlunar valve. So from the aortic semlunar valve, that blood is gonna go for what we know the ascending aorta. The ascending aorta. So this blood, when it's being pumped from the left ventricle via the aortic semlunar valve to ascending aorta, that's during systole, meaning during the contraction of the left ventricle. After the contraction of the left ventricle, we have what we call diastole. This means relaxation. So this blood is now being sent to the left and right coronary artery when the heart is as diastole after the heart is relaxing. So this blood now being sent behind the aortic semlunar valve into the right and left coronary artery. We have the right and we have the left coronary artery. Those are two, right and left coronary artery. Now the right coronary artery goes and emerge, subdivide to more coronary artery. It's divided into what we call the marginal coronary artery, and the other one is posterior interventricular coronary artery. So the marginal coronary artery supplies the blood on the right marginal side of the heart, and the posterior interventricular supply the heart muscle, the myocardium, on the posterior side of the heart. While the left coronary artery subdivide more into what we call circumflex. I think that long spells. Circumflex coronary artery, and also is subdivided into arteria interventricular coronary artery, anterior interventricular coronary artery. So anterior interventricular coronary artery supply the myocardium of the arterial part of the heart, and circumflex supply the blood into the left side and in the posterior side of the heart. So after this, because those are arteries, they divide into arterioles and into veins which supply the myocardium. Those are the myocardium of the heart. This supply to that myocardium. That's the myocardium. So this now is applied to this myocardium. The marginal is applied to the right side of the heart, and the post interventricular supply in the posterior side on the right side of the heart. Circumflex supply on the left side and the posterior side of the heart, and anterior interventricular supply in the anterior side of the heart, those into those muscles. After those muscles are receiving this blood supply, oxygenated blood, the capillary now they could form what we call venules, and those venules gonna form what we call veins. Now those veins are now draining to those venules drain to these veins. We have the left side, we have the small cardiac vein, neurocardiac vein, and we have the middle cardiac vein, and here we have the great cardiac vein, and we have the posterior vein of the left ventricle. The posterior vein of the left ventricle. So now the smaller cardiac vein is being drained from the marginal coronary artery. The marginal coronary artery, after it's applied to myocardium, so those artery capillaries form venules, which form veins. So the same thing happened to posterior interventricular coronary artery, which is to the middle cardiac vein. Circumflex, which drain to the great cardiac vein, and arterial interventricular, which supply to the posterior vein of the left ventricle. After all of those, they come to drain to what we call coronary sinuses. This drain to that, this drain to that, this drain to that, this drain. All of those drain to this common coronary sinuses. After drain to coronary sinuses, then from the coronary sinuses, the blood needs to go back to the heart. It's being trained to this, what we call the light atrium. The light atrium of the heart. After the blood is thrown into the light atrium of the heart, and it's gonna go back. That's the same process, and pumped back to the body again. A quick recap. So we say this process starts on the left ventricle, of the heart. So the left ventricle pumps blood through aortic lunar valve. Through the aortic lunar valve opens so that the blood can be pumped to the ascending aorta. That's during systole, meaning during contraction. After relaxation, this blood is being shunted now to right coronary artery and left coronary artery. Right coronary artery merge to form marginal coronary artery and posterior interventricular coronary artery. The left side of the heart, which comes to form to circumflex coronary artery and anterior interventricular coronary artery, which both are supplied to the myocardium of the heart. And from there, the marginal coronary artery will be drained to smaller cardiac vein, and the posterior interventricular coronary artery could be drained to the middle cardiac vein. Circumflex coronary artery will be drained to the great cardiac vein, and anterior interventricular coronary artery will be drained to the posterior vein of the left ventricle. Those four of the veins, now they're gonna drain to the one common sinus. Is called coronary sinus. This coronary sinus now it's gonna turn blood back to the left atrium of the heart, and the blood gonna pump back all the circulation system again. And that's the end of this today. Thank you.